Tonight on Newscenter, abandoned cats terrorize a local town. CalU students respond to President Obama's health care bill. An author takes a page out of California's past. And members of the tennis team discuss their season. Newscenter starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to CUTV Newscenter for the week of March 25th, 2010. I'm Shelby McAdams.
And I'm Marc Stempka. A terrible discovery by police in Charleroi. Wednesday night, police bust down a door to a condemned apartment and find dozens of cats living in filth. Tonight, a Monongahela Valley woman is facing animal cruelty charges. CUTV takes you inside the home where the animals were found. That's how Charleroi police described the inside of a Meadow Avenue home. Police were called to this house Wednesday night. Neighbors calling because they saw cats in the windows but had not seen the residents in weeks. Conditions so bad the fire department had to be called in.
Forced entry was made into the apartment in question. Multiple cats were observed. Due to the smell and the odor was so unbearable, the fire department was called out to put a breathing tank on. As I entered the house, there was feces everywhere.
Cats and a dog were living in the house. In some places, feces were 1 to 2 inches deep. Humane officers spent Thursday morning and afternoon trying to catch the cats. All the utilities in the apartment had been shut off, humane officers needing to use flashlights to look for them. In this closet alone, 5 cats were found. Garbage was piled throughout the apartment.
It's bad. It's bad. I won't comment on if it was the worst. It's a bad one.
The apartments have not been occupied since December. As of Thursday, police have not been able to reach the landlord. However, police have been in contact with the owner of the animals. They say charges will be filed.
As soon as we get a count on how many animals that they extract from the house, that way we could charge that individual for a count each of every animal that was in the house.
Charleroi police say that 28 total cats were found in the house along with that one dog. Police will charge 44-year-old Janet McKinney with counts of animal cruelty. All the animals are being cared for by the Washington County Humane Society. Earlier this week, President Barack Obama signed into law historic health care reform legislation.
Sunday night, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Healthcare and Education Affordability Reconciliation Act 219 to 212. Monday, the president signed the bill. Thursday, the Senate gave their final approval.
This bill has far-reaching implications across the country and especially for college students, including those right here at CalU. The two biggest changes include increased federal funding for students and longer health care options.
College students will see increases to their federal Pell Grants beginning in 2013. The grant will increase from $5,550 to $5,975. Borrowing money will now become easier as students will now be able to get a loan for college directly from the government. Overall, $13.5 billion will be set aside for increased funding. The bill also allows dependents to stay on their parents' health care plan through their 26th birthday. There are other reforms in place of the bill, but many of those will not be taking effect until 2014. CUTV spoke with students on campus to get their reaction to the passing of the Healthcare and Education Reform Bill. Some students were happy with the changes, others, though, aren't sure exactly what the details of the bill mean to them.
A lot of things that people are saying about this healthcare bill, but I think it's definitely a change, and it could be something that could benefit us in the long run. As far as healthcare, it could definitely benefit the Americans.
I don't agree with it just because I don't think it's going to really benefit our country at all. Some countries have it, it's not really benefiting them that well. So
I support it to an extent. Everybody deserves to have coverage in healthcare, but it's going to have problems. People are going to go to the hospital for very unessential issues, little things, and it's going to cause longer waits. And we should have learned from Europe's problems not to pass it, but it has its ups and downs.
I think it's all right. I'm interested to see what it's going to do. I mean, I'm not one to follow on this too much, but I haven't really seen any flaws with it so far, and it should be interesting to see how it gives the health care to people.
I think it's a good step for the reform and like universal health care and stuff. Like, I think it's a good step towards that way. And I would like to see that you will go to the hospital for any reason, and if, let's say you break like your fingers cut off or whatever, like you go to the hospital and it'll be reattached for free.
I want to receive free health insurance and dental insurance and all insurance for free, and not have to get a job to have insurance.
I'd like to see, I guess, myself, of course, get health coverage if I ever get sick. Of course, possibly my children if I ever have any, etc.
Well, if it is passed, then I'd like to just see that it works as well as they're planning it to work, and that it doesn't hurt our country at all more than it already might. So that's just what I think about it.
Despite public disagreements, the passing votes came from the Senate earlier today. The final vote was 56-43 in favor of the bill.
After a bad accident Wednesday morning near the toll booth to California along the Monfayette Expressway, everything is operating normal now. The accident caused the southbound Easy Pass lane to be shut down after a car damaged the sensors and traffic signals in that lane. The damage turned out to be not as bad as first thought, though. The Turnpike Commission originally thought the lane would be closed for a week, but it's back open for you this weekend.
This past Tuesday, a special presentation of the film Killing Us Softly 3 by Gene Kilborn was held in the Vulcan Theater. The event, led by psychologist Don Moeller and resident director Betsy Clark, focused on differences between male and female models in the world of advertising and how women's bodies are used for the special branding of products and clothing. Handouts of ads were given to students and soon followed by group discussions and magazine ad analysis. The goal of the event was to spread student awareness about women's sexuality in the media and how those suffering from personal self-esteem and body issues can seek help. Any student with further interest, questions, or concerns about personal body image and self-esteem are urged to visit the health center located on the first floor of Carter Hall.
A Washington County community is receiving millions in funding for new sewer projects. Denora Borough will receive $2.1 million in a low-interest loan from the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority. The loan will be used to build 27,400 feet of sanitary sewers that will serve 185 homes. The project will be between 9th and 13th Streets there in Denora. The project will create an estimated 19 construction-related jobs.
More student parking has gone away on the CalU campus, this time in favor of faculty and staff parking. Commuters came to campus earlier this week to discover less student parking spaces in the lot across from the Eberly Science and Technology building. Their spaces had been turned into faculty and staff spaces. The same happened earlier this semester in the River Lot near Morgan Hall. Student parking on campus is located throughout most of the River Lot, behind the residence halls, and at Rodman Park.
Well, last week we had some really great weather. This week we're beginning to go a little bit more downhill,
yes, we are.
Unfortunately. Maybe even some snow in the forecast?
Yeah, I don't know. But coming up next, we have Caitlin Lawrence with your CUTV weather.
Welcome back to the CUTV Weather Center. I'm student meteorologist Caitlin Lawrence, and let's take a look at our weather headlines. As we can see, we got lots of rain coming in the forecast, and unfortunately, as much as we want the rain to go away, there is absolutely no way to avoid it. But the question remains is, will we see the sunshine in the forecast along with these milder temperatures? All that and more coming up in my 5-day Calcast. Stay tuned.